Fern Hill's sitting room, a few evenings later.
I don't see why it has to be tonight. She's a child, for God's sake. She's got school in the morning.
I know that. Don't worry, it won't be late.
I don't like it one bit.
We're still going, aren't we, Mummy? Please, please say yes, Daddy. It's a girl.
Now, I know all about your girls' night out. Okay, just this once, but don't forget, no later than 10.
Inside Isabel's racing mini.
I don't think anyone else in my class is allowed to go out this late on a school night.
Well, they don't have me for a mummy now, do they?
Intercontinental Hotel Restaurant, a while later. An attentive waiter delivers an order of prawns for Isabel and chicken for Roisin.
Mummy, that's chicken.
It's not kosher. Daddy would never let me eat it.
And that's exactly why we haven't. He's not here, is he?
And it tastes delicious, darling.
Well, hello there, ladies. What a lovely surprise. We seem to be bumping into each other everywhere.
Yes, it does seem so. Well, you remember Tom, darling, don't you, from Malahide Riding Stable?
Yeah.
Well, now, miss, what can we get you, huh?
I don't know.
I've got just the drink for you. A pussyfoot.
Pussyfoot.
It's a very sophisticated drink. Pink, orange, gold. Like a beautiful sunset. Just like you. You're grown up now. Roisin? I mean, you can wait here a little while on your own, can't you?
Yes, I'll be fine.
We won't be a jiffy. Just want to show your mother a new range of antique furnishings we put in the hallways upstairs.
1 hour later. The clock above the bar points to 10:10. The clock above the bar points to 10:50. The clock above the bar points to 11:10.
Oh,
Inside the racing mini. Isabel's car pulls into the driveway.
It's almost midnight! But what kept you so long?
dinner ran long.
Good night. I'm going to go up to bed.
All of a sudden you're in such a rush to go to bed. You come in here this minute. But what kept you so long?
I told you, dinner ran long. The restaurant was packed. We had the most marvellous evening, didn't we, Daddy?
Yes, Mummy, we did.
I see. Dinner ran long. What did you have, Roisin?
Fish. We had fish, like always, Daddy.
I see, fish. What kind of fish did you have?
Trout.
Well, which was it? Trout or sole?
It was sole, Daddy. I got mixed up.
I see. And who did you have this sole with?
With Mummy, of course.
Sammy, what is this? An interrogation?
Bloody right, this is an interrogation. I've been phoning the hotel for over an hour and nobody could find you.
Well, we obviously weren't looking very hard.
Did you go anywhere else? Answer me!
The lobby for a pussyfoot.
For a pussy what?
You know, the sophisticated drink with all colours.
Roisin, if you're lying to me, I swear I'll...
You're what, Sammy? You're what? What will you do? Go on, Roisin, up to bed. Like your father said, it's late.
Roisin's bedroom, night. Roisin changes into her nightdress as quietly as possible.
Do you remember your Nana Sophie?
Not really. The only thing I remember is sitting on her lap, eating a sausage.
That sounds like my Sophie, never too far from a plate of food. We were very different, your Nana and me, you know. I loved horses, greyhounds, travelling, clothes, business. Your Nana loved Jewish food, Jewish prayer, fancy furniture and mink stoves. And bridge. But you know why our marriage worked?
No?
In every successful marriage, one person takes, the other gives.
Well, who gave? You or Nana?
I gave, your Nana took. And your mother is just like her mother. And you know something else, darling? There are always three sides to a story. Your side, my side, and the truth. Remember that.
Roisin is awakened by Pop's hacking cough. She hands him a tissue, which instantly fills with blood.
Mummy! Daddy! Come quick! Pop's sick!
Dr. Robinson, the kindly Jewish family doctor, stands by the front door.
I'm sorry I don't have better news for you. I've been his doctor for a long time. We've come through some scrapes, Abe and I. It's not looking good. The cancer may have spread to his lungs. He might rally for a while, but you have to prepare yourselves. It won't be long now.
We'll take good care of him, Izzy. He'll have everything he needs.
He was just saying yesterday how much better he felt. Oh, I can't let him know, we can't.
How are you feeling, Pop?
Oh, much improved. That medicine worked wonders.
Would you like some water?
No, darling, I've had enough to sink a ship this evening.
Can I get you your nightcap?
No, thank you. I had a coughing attack, that's all. I'm better now. No need to turn into Florence Nightingale.
I know, Pop. You'll call me if you need anything, won't you?
Yes, Miss Florence, I will.
Master bedroom, several evenings later. Isabel sits on her bed.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm just a little sad today. Sit with me for a minute. Very precious to me, you know that.
I love you, Mummy. You're hurting me, Mummy.
Too big for hugs now, huh?
Stop, Mummy, stop, Mummy, please!
A wet stain appears on Roisin's pants and leaks onto the satin eiderdown. Roisin looks down at the stain in shame. Greystones Beach, night. Isabel steps over the stones in the darkness, a bucket in her hand. Every so often she stoops to pick up a pebble and drops it into the bucket with a loud plop. Jewish cemetery. Isabel, carrying her bucket of stones and a cloth, approaches the entrance and knocks loudly. When no one answers, she knocks again and then again. Finally, the door swings open and
Scrooge!
the caretaker tumbles out and shines a torch in her face.
What's all the racket about?
I want to visit my daughter.
At this hour you must be joking.
But every time I come, it's closed.
Then you should have banged loud. I'm always down the back. Them Jews don't pay me enough to stay up here day and night. You go back tomorrow.
Oh, please, mister.
Ah, all right then. I suppose. If we need this flashlight.
Emma's grave. Isabel sits on the gravel beside Emma's gravestone. She polishes it over and over with her club, then lays a row of small pebbles along its edges, lining them up one by one. She traces the etched lettering with her fingers and reads, "Here lies Emma Goldstein, 1952 to 1956. Beloved daughter, sister, granddaughter." Rothel and Hyam's house, St. Eaton.
I don't know what to do, Nathan. She just hasn't been right since she got the news about Abe. She's taken to disappearing for hours at a time.
So where is she now?
That's the thing. I don't know. I'm worried sick over her.
Poor Samuel, always something to think about.
I'm sure she's fine. Maybe she just needs to clear her head.
The phone rings. Gladys answers, then hands it to Samuel.
I've got to go.
What do you mean you've got to go? You haven't even had the luxury of putting your face slipping off too. No wonder your doctor says you have to watch your
I'll
arm.
explain later, Ma.
Go, Sammy, go. We'll bring the children home.
Rathgar Inn Hotel.
Mr. Goldstein, I'm sorry for calling you out on a night like this, but I just didn't know what else to do.
What's happening, Ma? Is Mrs. Goldstein okay?
Well, nothing untoward has befallen her, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
It's just that it's a rather delicate matter.
Get to the point, Niall.
It would appear Mrs. Goldstein checked in early this evening, and some of the guests rang down shortly afterwards to say that she was, how should I put this? Well, wandering through the hallways in a compromised position.
What do you mean, compromised?
I'll take you up to her now and you can see for yourself. And coax her back into her room. Mrs. Goldstein, may we come in? Your husband is here.
Haven't you got keys? Open the bloody door! Open it!
Isabel sits on the bed, naked. Fern Hills.
It's going to be all right, darling. Everything's going to be okay. How about a cup of coffee? Yes. Yes, well, I'll go down and make you a cup of coffee. That always makes you feel better, doesn't it?
Kitchen.
What's wrong with Maddie? It should be grand after a few days rest is all. It's just a little setback.
Roshan, come here for a minute. I want you to do something for me. I want you to go up to the room and make sure there are no sharp objects lying about.
Why?
Just for once, could you do as I asked without asking 100 questions, please?
Roisin retrieves a razor from the sink, then spots a nail scissors on the dressing table.
It's all right, Roisin, darling. I've no intention of killing myself.
Later.
You'll come back anyway.
Of course not, Pet. It's only for a few weeks, just until you're back on your feet.
Samuel's green Mercedes. Fern Hills, kitchen, day.
The days of the nook, are you coping?
Welcome to see you, Mrs. Goldstein. Mr. Goldstein's not back yet.
Oh, face me. Dr. Somerset has poor Samuel up. Here, crying. I don't stand there like a tree. Put the food down. There's Kugel and Simmers, Lokshen, Gefilter, Cholland, all made from scratch. For Samuel and the kinder, they need good culture food. Teresa, you know, right? The joint is fleshy, right? And that goes on a meaty plate. And the pudding is milky, and that goes on a milk.
I know all about milky inflation, Mrs. Goldstein, don't you worry.
Look, Teresa, the kinder, Samuel, how are they?
As well as expected, under circumstances.
And Isabel, what news?
But they're taking very good care of Mum.
You've a treasure to the family. Teresa, a real treasure.
Thanks, Mrs. Goldstein. They're wonderful to me.
And time and I, we all wish and pray that all will be well. Yes?
Dundrum Mental Home.
No, I don't want pills! I want to go home! I want my mama!
Now, Mrs. Goldstein, you never wanted Dr. Stone.
I can take your pills now. And when you're feeling all better, you'll be able to go back to your family.
They force pills into her mouth. Isabel is strapped to the bed. Electrodes are taped to her head. As the shocks race through her, her body convulses. A subdued and heavily sedated Isabel sits among a group of patients. She hand weaves a small stool. Roisin's bedroom, night.
Don't you want a storage night, darling?
Okay.
Did you know that I invented a radio?
A radio.
Yes, a radio. Inside a matchbox.
Inside a matchbox? How?
Begin fantasy. Wartime London. Flat. Day. A well-appointed flat in wartime London. The sounds of sirens and bombs dropping pierce the air. The windows are blacked out. Younger Pop is hunched over a work table, involved in the intricate business of constructing a radio inside a matchbox.
It was a top-secret operation. I worked on it for months, late at night in the flat, when the bombs were dropping all around us. By pure accident, I had discovered a special magnetic strip and made a transmission device out of it.
Roisin appears in the frame and looks on with intense curiosity.
We used to pass messages to each other, right under the Germans' noses. Of course, they thought we were just lighting our cigarettes.
Younger Pop sits at a table in a wartime London restaurant, a trilby hat perched on his head. He languidly lights a cigarette and blows out smoke, then holds the matchbox close to his mouth. His mouth forms words silently. A beautiful, Garbo-esque woman on the other side of the cafe picks up a similar matchbox and listens, then lights a cigarette. Roisin watches this exchange in awe from a nearby table.
So you were a spy?
Oh no, nothing so glamorous as that. Let's just say I did my bit for the war effort. You know, I remember the last time your mummy had to be sent away.
Where did she go?
Well, during the war it was too dangerous in London. What with the bombs falling all the time. Your mummy was so frightened, hiding behind the cupboard at the slightest sound. There was this family in Bournemouth by the coast. We sent her off on the train and she stayed with them until the war was over.
And what happened when Mary came back?
Well, maybe it was a sea air or maybe the rest. But she came back so happy, so healthy.
I hope that happens again.
I do too, darling.
Sitting room, a few days later.
So where could they be? What's taking so long? Maybe they had an accident?
Don't be ridiculous, Raquel. Why would they have an accident? Sammy's a very careful driver.
It's not him I'm worried about. It's all the other shovelers on the road.
Stop, you'll upset the children.
They're here now.
Where? I don't see anybody.
The car just pulled into the driveway.
The missus is home. Now remember, children, on your best behaviour. Driveway. Samuel helps Isabel out of the car and takes her small overnight bag, then leads her towards the house. Isabel is resplendent in a lemon-coloured suit, hat and gloves to match. In her arms she clutches two small, hand-woven stools.
Hello, darlings.
It's good to have you back, Doctor. We missed you.
Me too.
Look, Lizzie. Ma and Dad came to welcome her home.
Oh, yes, it's very kind. Thank you. You look very well, Isabel. What a lovely new outfit. Yes, Abby surprised me this morning. I'm afraid my makeup may be a bit askew.
Nobody would ever know the difference. Always the looker.
It's great to have you back, Mrs. The house is like a morgue without you. What can I get for you?
A Rothmans and a stiff vodka and go down to treatment.
Right up, Mrs.
Already lit the cigarettes. Didn't the doctor give instructions she should follow?
Ah, please. She's very sensitive at the
Look,
moment.
such a fragile flower you married.
I know, Ma. She's not a Goldstein. You look at the spread Teresa's put on for you. All your favourite dishes.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Well, all the women at the Brides Aid Society, they send their well wishes. And the ladies at the shore, they're asking after you and the family. They all want to know you're well.
It's good to have you home, Pat.
Master bedroom. Night.
Sonny,
What is he?
I didn't like being away.
I know. But you're home now.
I was frightened. They did things to me. I was frightened, Sonny.
Don't upset yourself. It's all in the past now. You must be tired. Come on to bed now.
A few nights later.
Must you go to Germany this week, Sonny? It seems so sudden.
It's not sudden at all, Izzy. You know I was supposed to meet Herr Kroner in Berlin last month, but it didn't work out, like...
Oh, so it's my fault, yes?
I'm not saying it's your fault, it's just that I can't put him off any longer. It's only for a few days, and Teresa can stay over. Ma and Dad are always a phone call away.
Oh, great. The last time your mother visited, she buried 3 of Papa's silver meat knives in the garden, convinced I'd use them for fish. We'll never find them now.
I know the timing's not great, but what else am I supposed to do? You know, these trips, all the hours I work, it's for you. It's all for you.
It's not for me. It's never been for me. It's always been about you. It's how you live with what happened to us.
Isabel, you know I love you very much, don't you?
I know, son.
You're looking ravishing tonight, Isabel. Do you know that?
Golden Spoon Restaurant. Evening.
Oh, very kind of you to say so.
Anything to drink, sir?
We'll have the moe. Nothing but the best for this lady.
Good choice.
Please, don't go to such expense on my account.
Listen here, Isabel. You're worth every penny. It takes a certain kind of man to appreciate a woman like you.
Stop, Riley.
You need to be wine and dined and indulged in. Why, if you were mine, you would be the center of my universe. I wouldn't take my eyes off you.
Is that so?
There's not a thing I wouldn't do to make you happy, Isabel. Since the very first moment I laid my eyes on you, I just can't stop thinking about you.
A Jewish couple on the way out at that very moment catches sight of Isabel and Riley kissing. They glance at each other with raised eyebrows. Fern Hills, laneway at back of the house, same time.
Where we going, Roisin? It's getting dark.
I'm an adventure silly, like the famous 5.
Waterfall. Roisin and Ben stand at the edge of a raging waterfall, glancing down at a 50-foot drop. The sounds of water hitting the rock below fill the night silence. Roisin steps to the ledge and begins to inch her way across.
Come on then, follow me. Look, it's easy.
Roisin, come back. You'll fall in.
You sound just like Daddy. Don't eat too much, you'll get sick. Don't run too fast, you'll exhaust yourself. Don't go in the water, you'll drown.
Mummy told us not to go too near the waterfall. She said it was too dangerous.
Well, Mummy's not here now, is she?
Back, Roisin, please, I'm scared. Going home to tell Mum.
She's not even at home.
Roisin stumbles. Pebbles tumble into the gushing waters below.
Roisin!
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Teresa! I'm so sorry I'm late. I hope I didn't keep you up.
Well, no,
You guys had more this evening.
it's not my place to be telling you, but sure as eggs are eggs, you're playing with fire.
But you're not going to be the one to burn them now, are you, Teresa? Are the children in bed?
I was just on my way off to check on them. They've been quiet as storm my soul evening.
It's okay. You go home now. I'll check on them. They're not here.
What do you mean they're not there? Maybe they're with Mr. Ray.
He's fast asleep. I'm telling you, the children are nowhere to be found. My God, Teresa, maybe something terrible's happened to them. Where can they have gone? At this time of night?
Maybe they're after hiding. Or maybe they've come down the garden to look for them kittens. Or I didn't hear them leave.
Oh, then, Roisin! Come out here this instant. This is not funny. Where on earth have you been?
You were at the water.
No, we went for a walk.
Get in! A walk? Who on earth? What on earth were you thinking? Who runs off without telling anyone where they're going?
You did!
A welcome party.
Yes, well, the children insisted on waiting up.
Oh, I'm glad to be back. I tell you, we could do with some of those Germans over at Golden Sons. Put me to shame they did. The relentless pace at which they work. Oh, a very worthwhile trip, let me tell you.
I'm very glad, Sammy. I'm really pleased that you went well.
And nothing untoward came of it. See, Izzy, I told you, you'd manage fine without me for a week or so. You took care of your mummy in bed for me, didn't you, Pet?
We took care of each other.
Roisin, my darling,
Yes?
I want to tell you something.
What then?
I just want you to know that no matter where I am or what I'm doing, or where I am, you and your brother are more important to me than anything in the world. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
Come on, have a good night kiss.
Golden Sons. Solomon's office. Day.
The trip went well, I hear.
Better than expected, Nathan. We beat out 10 companies for that franchise. Do you know what this means? This puts us right at the forefront of the Irish bedding industry.
Good news. Good news, Sammy. Very good news indeed. Sammy,
Huh?
there's something I want to have a word with you about.
Don't tell me. Has Lyons gone missing again? That man spends more time drying out than he does on the road selling. I remind you, when he's on the wagon, there's no one like him in the game.
It's not Lions.
What then?
It's Isabel.
What about Isabel?
She was seen at the Golden Spoons with a man. Sam.
With what man?
I don't know what man. The Noyaks, they just happened to mention that they happened to be out for their anniversary, and when they were leaving, they just happened to notice her acting all intimate in the corner with a guy. Definitely a guy, they said.
The Noaks. Oh, I bet they were thrilled to report back to you. they never liked us, those gaffs. Maybe they were mistaken.
They weren't mistaken, Sam.
Sitting room. Later.
Oh, Sammy, it's you. You surprised me. What are you doing here? Where's Teresa?
I sent her home.
Why is she ill? Are you ill? What's happened? Did something happen?
You were seen, is it?
What do you mean seen? Where? What are you talking about?
At the Golden Spoon. With a man.
I can't imagine what we're talking
You
about.
were spotted at the Golden Spoon with a man. That's what I'm talking about. Who was it?
No one.
What do you mean, no one?
Nobody important.
What do you mean, nobody important? A man! You're seen with a man! Who is he? Oh, you cannot do this to me, Isabella. I won't stand for it. Tell me!
What good would it do to tell you?
What good will it do? What good do you think it will do? At least I won't be the only one who's going around in the dark. At least when someone comes to me and tells me they've seen my wife in a restaurant with a man, I'll know who the bloody hell it is. That's what good it will do. I'm your husband. I have a right to know. Tell me.
Stop shouting at me.
Don't make me do something I regret, Isabel. I'm warning you.
Stop, Sammy, you're frightening.
I do more than frighten you in a minute. Now tell me, who is he? Right. Nothing. Have I been a bad husband? A bad man? A bad father?
No, you haven't.
Then why?
Sorry, Sammy.
Samuel grabs the nearest object, a glass menorah, and hurls it. It shatters across the floor. Master bedroom, moments later. Isabel pulls clothes out of the drawers and wardrobe and packs them into a case. She picks up the family photo and her favourite silk scarf and shoves them into her coat pocket. Roisin's bedroom.
Is he?
Half power.
Come, sit. Sit. You see, when you got married and I walked you down the aisle, I asked you a question. Do you remember what I said to you?
Yes.
Well, I'm asking you again. Are you sure you want to go through with this?
I have to. I can't stay.
Izzy, you don't have to.
I do. I can't stay.
Izzy, you can't run. You can't run from your life.
I'll come see you. I promise I swear on Hashim. Just as soon as I'm settled, I'll be back for you and the children. I won't leave you. You can come and stay with me whenever you like, for as long as you like.
Isabel, what have you gone and done?
It's only for a little while. I'll be back as soon as I can. I just have to leave.
You don't have to go, Izzy. You don't have to leave. We'll work through this. We've done it before.
Not like this, Sonny.
What do you mean?
This is different.
How? How is it different?
I was going to leave, I just didn't think it would be today.
Leave? Go where?
I'll get myself a place. Until I sort myself out.
Please don't do this, Izzy. Please.
Where do you go?
Why do you have your suitcase? Mummy has to go away. It's just for a short while. I won't go very far.
Rochel and Chaim's house. Afternoon.
It's a shonder, I tell you. It's a crying shame. The way Isabel's making a fool of you gallivanting about Samala. She's making a fool of you, a fool!
Not in front of the children. Please, have some decorum.
Me? Have some decorum. That's a toll fun. I tell you, you go to London, you talk to the betting, you pay them a price and you get a get. Then you have your pick of the nice Jewish girls looking for a good catch.
I'm not getting a divorce, man.
The kinder need a proper mother.
They already have a mother.
You know, Sam, Ma's right. Just by coincidence, Gladys has a cousin over, a widow from Leeds. One daughter, good job, you know, attractive, nice figure. Why don't you do it?
Nathan, I appreciate your concern, but I'm not interested in a widow from Leeds, or Manchester, or Jerusalem for that matter.
What harm can it do? Take your mind off things. Time? Who knows?
I love Isabel. Even if it takes a month, a year, 10 years. I take her back.
Oh, you're right.
Fern Hills, night. Samuel sits in front of the piano, his fingers dancing across the keys. He is playing the Moonlight Sonata.
Favorite piece. I used to play it to her when we were dating. She never got tired of listening to it.
You played it beautifully, Daddy.
I should play more often.
Would you like some tea before I go to bed?
No, Pet. You go on up now. I'll be okay.
Fern Hills, garden, afternoon.
Roisin,
Huh?
where's Mummy?
Teresa told me she's staying in a flat on Rathgar Road.
Oh. Where'd she go away?
You know, Ben, in every marriage, one person gives and the other takes.
Oh. What does that mean, Roisin?
Well, remember when Mummy was sick and she had to go away to get better?
Yeah.
Well, Mummy had to go away again. And Daddy's letting. She loves us.
A street, afternoon. Roisin walks along an unfamiliar row of large Georgian houses, glancing up at each one as she passes. She spots the words Carrick Hall. She walks up the steps to the entrance, reads the names on the various buzzers, and finds Isabel G, flat 4. She presses it.
Hello?
Mummy, it's me.
Oh! Roisin! My darling! What a nice surprise. I'm all the way up on the top floor. I'll buzz you. See you in about half an hour.
Isabel opens the door in a caftan, her hair piled up. It's a small one-bedroom flat with large windows. There are a few dying plants dotted about, dirty dishes in the sink. The mantelpiece is bare, save for the family photo.
How on earth did you find me?
Teresa told me.
Oh! So, well, what do you think?
It's nice.
Well, of course it's no Fern Hills, but it is temporary. So how's Ben? Still following you about wherever you go?
Yes. He's in first class now.
It's wonderful, darling. And Papa? How's he keep?
Not so good. Daddy had to stay up with him last night.
You know, I drive by the house late at night. I just haven't been able to. Would you tell him I'll come over and we can see him? Yes. Yes, it's through there.
Walking through Isabel's bedroom, Roisin notices a man's suit and dressing gown hanging in an open wardrobe.
You're never coming back, are you?
I don't know, darling. Maybe someday soon. Does Daddy know we're here?
No. Came on my way home from school.
Oh, best get you back before he sends out the search party then. Here. Take my telephone number, just in case you need it.
Fern Hills. Henry, Pop's chauffeur, sits in the front seat of the Rolls Royce.
Is Pop sick? Why is Henry here so late? Has something happened?
Don't look at yourself worked up now. I don't know which one to worry as much. Mr. Jacobs is fine. Henry is here because the Mr. has a very important engagement this evening, and Henry will be driving it.
Is it a date? I bet it's with that Mrs. Golding. Last time we were in Shull, she followed us everywhere. She was holding onto Pop's arm all through the kiddush. And she kept shushing me away.
Questions, questions, questions! At that moment, they notice Pop, feeling his way down the staircase, leaning onto the banister for support. When he reaches the bottom, he turns to face Roisin. He is dressed in a beautiful cashmere suit, silk tie and handkerchief, tie pin and cufflinks, and looks as handsome and debonair as he ever has.
It is not Mrs. Golding, as you suggest, but someone far more special than that. I have the whole evening planned, theatre and then dinner at none other than the Golden Spoon. Now, Teresa, perhaps you'd be so kind as to bring me a brandy in the sitting room while I wait her ladyship.
Come right up, sir. You heard him, Roisin? He's waiting on your ladyship.
Me?
Yes, it's you. Trouble of the house. Now go on up them stairs. Your Pop's after buying you the most gorgeous dress for your fancy night out.
Well, why? It's not my birthday or anything.
Will you go on with you? Up them stairs now before he changes his mind. Theatre. My fair lady. Pop and Roisin are seated in the VIP box. Golden Spoon Restaurant.
Did you bring Mummy here when she was a little girl?
No, not when she was a little girl, but on her 18th birthday, for a special treat.
But I'm not even close to 18.
And did I ever tell you about Popeye and olive oil?
Like in the cartoon.
Yes, exactly. I named my racing greyhounds after them.
You're racing greyhounds.
Yes. I won them in a bet along with the whole racecourse.
Begin fantasy. Casino. Night. 1940s. Younger Pop in a white dinner suit at a gambling table with a group of well-attired men. Pop fingers the cards in his hand and lays them on the table.
I've gambled in the finest tables all over the world. And then there was this chap, Benny Lancaster. Oh, we had such a rivalry going. And one night, when he was down on his luck and ran out of cash, he put up his course in Chapelisset.
Benny Lancaster, a slick gambler, throws his cards on the table in disgust. Younger Pop scoops up the chips. Roisin, beside him, takes a bundle of chips in her arms.
I had a good run of fortune that night, so I inherited the course, and all the greyhounds along with it. But those two, Popeye and Olive Oil, they were my favourites. I took them everywhere.
Greyhound Racecourse, day. A younger Pop leads two feisty greyhounds through a stadium. Roisin walks alongside him, arm linked through his. End fantasy.
I never knew about the racecourse, Pop.
My darling, I imagine there's lots you don't know about my escapade.
Like what?
Did you know that I used to smuggle diamonds?
Diamonds? Really? Well, how did you manage that?
Ah, that's rather a long story. How about we save that for another time? Now, a toast.
To Popeye?
And olive oil.
and Roisin clink champagne glasses. Roisin's is only a quarter full. Fern Hills.
Go on up, darling. It's been a long night.
Thank you.
Would you mind some company, Samuel?
No, not at all. Good excuse for a nightcap. Come in. There's something on your mind, Abe.
Samuel, you've been more than kind to me. With Isabel gone, the house, the children, the business, so much to tend to. So I would have thought that... Well, I know I'm not going to get better. If you have to send me to the hospital or find a home for me, I'll understand.
Abe. Your family.
Roisin's bedroom. Later.
Can you finish the story about the diamonds?
Not tonight, darling. I'm very tired.
Oh, please.
All my stories, you know, they're written down in a book.
What book?
My secretary typed it up, and I put it in a special box. I imagine by now it's at the bottom of your mummy's wardrobe. I always said if ever it got published, it would have a naked lady, a wad of notes, and a deck of cards on the front cover. So, you might have to wait until you're a little older before you read it.
When will I be old enough?
When the time is right, my darling.
But how will I know?
You'll know.
A few hours later.
Daddy? Daddy? Pop's not breathing right.
A while later, Dr. Robinson stands over the bed.
I've given him something to ease the breathing, but we may have to take it in. This might be it.
We have to tell Isabel. I don't even have her number.
I know him.
How? Never mind that. Tell her to come immediately.
Sometime later.
Isabel, you're back.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Jewish cemetery. Morning. The Goldsteins and a small group huddle around an open grave. The coffin is lowered slowly into the grave. Suddenly, Isabel crunches across the gravel, dressed in a miniskirt, fishnet stockings, and a wide-brimmed hat. big double bed, devouring his manuscript page by page. Beside her is an antique box with a beautifully painted horse. Astride it is a young woman who looks uncannily like Isabel. Roisin reads, then lays back on the bed, clutching a sheaf of papers across her stomach. Begin fantasy. Fancy hotel room, day. Younger Pop stuffs diamonds into gefilte fish balls and wraps them up in wax paper, then places them inside a small cardboard box, gathers his hat and coat, and exits. Airport customs, day. Younger Pop waltzes through customs, the package in his arms. Roisin tags alongside him.
Got those smelly Jewish fish balls again, Mr. Jacobs?
Yes, I have. Would you like to travel?
Oh, not your love, Mr. Jacobs.
Airport lobby, day. Roisin and Pop march through the airport, arm in arm, the suspicious gefilte package between them. They emerge from the doorway into blinding sunlight.